We're still early in 1926, excuse me, 2026. Well, we're going way back. How's everyone doing with their New Year's resolutions? If you're looking for more ways to take care of yourself, our next guest would like to suggest driving better. Distracted driving is actually a bigger deal than you might think, remaining a top contributor to auto accidents across the country. Based on data from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, distracted driving claims the lives of more than 10,000 people each year. To tell us more about the problem and what to do about it, we're talking to Sarah. She's Vice President and Actuary at State Farm Insurance. Good morning, Sarah. How are you?
Good morning, James. I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining us. When we talk about distracted driving, what is included?
Well, the CDC defines distracted driving as anything that takes our eyes off the road, our hands off the wheel, or our head out of our driving. So that can be a pretty wide definition of a lot of things going on in that car that could lead to distractions.
Now, that definition would include a lot of things. How prevalent is distracted driving really?
Yeah, we did our own survey and we found that 68% of respondents admitted to some form of distracted driving behavior. So it could be you're eating breakfast or a lunch in your car, you reach over for that napkin, or I have a new dog and she wants to hop up front with me and push all the buttons. And so I'm trying to get her under control and unpush all the buttons. And certainly we know the cell phones are a key contributor to those distractions.
Also, your Starbucks coffee, when the cup comes off, you're sitting there looking at that. Yeah, that's another one too.
Yeah.
Is there one obvious issue that most people struggle with?
Probably the phones are the most common. In 34% of crashes, there was phone movement within a minute of the crash. So those phones, and so you think of texting as probably an obvious one because you're taking your eyes off the road, your hands off the wheel, and your head off of the driving. So I just pause for 2 seconds to take a breath. It takes only 2 seconds of eyes off the road to double your chance of a crash. It takes more than 2 seconds to text, right? 4 to 5 seconds maybe is at best your typical either reading a text or sending a text.
Now, how do we change these behaviors when they are so common?
Yeah. Yeah, State Farm has a long history of being involved in auto safety, and it dates back decades to when seatbelts, believe it or not. It took a lot of convincing to get people to turn to click their seatbelts from awareness campaigns, but also some state laws and rules around that. And I think we've got the same child safety seats as well. Weren't as common, and we've done a lot of work there. So we're working to raise awareness, but also, create habits and create tools and create sometimes rules around. And we've got a lot of states who have passed, hands-free laws and things like that to try to help support changing behaviors. It takes a while to change a habit, but once you can create that habit, it can stick.
Now, we've been talking about distracted driving for quite some time. If the demonstrated danger doesn't motivate people to stop, what will?
Yeah. Talking about it, right? So we're talking about it today and we want to keep talking about it. You said at the beginning, we're talking about, so there's an economic cost to distracted driving in terms of car accidents and injuries to people, but fatalities, 10,000 per year. That's a huge cost of life. And something I don't think we find acceptable or any other cost. So I think talking about it, but also, your insurance company likely has some sort of telematics program. State Farm has a great program called Drive Safe and Save. That number one, if you're a safe driver and you sign up for the program and you participate, you can get discounts, which helps with affordability right now. But also there's an app that you can engage with and get comments back on your driving behaviors, including good things and maybe problem areas as well, and maybe even picking up on some of those distractions. So engaging with our phones in positive ways to maybe evaluate our behaviors after. Our phones have tools, including do not disturb mode, that we can turn on that can notify people that, hey, we got your text, but we'll get back to you later. Our cars have technologies to help us in terms of hands-free navigation, set that navigation ahead of time. Car safety features today help keep us safe. That doesn't mean they enable us to be distracted, though. So you really want to do both things: get those safer vehicles with those safer features, but also limit the distractions.
Is there anything else we need to know?
Yeah, I would say again, work with your insurance company on the telematics program. Think about specific things that are maybe your most common distractions. So I got a seat for my dog and she's clicked into the back now. So think about the things that you're most likely to do and just problem solve ahead of time. And watch around you, and you can kind of pick up on, you can see when probably someone around you is distracted and how they're driving differently. You see them the swerving or the slowing down or the no turn signals. And that's probably the same thing that we're doing as well when we have those behaviors. So watch and learn, and then just think of a couple things that you can do differently to try to adjust that behavior.
That sounds great. Been speaking with Sarah. She's vice president and actuary at State Farm Insurance. We're talking about good driving habits and bad driving habits. Feel sorry for the poor dog. He can't get up to the front seat.
Oh,
But
she's fine. She's fine.
yeah.
She gets a
Sarah,
treat.
thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.